Hi, what's up, fellas? So, I had somebody ask me about they had tight hamstrings, and so with the hamstring guys, or if you're just thinking like tight hamstrings, no big fucking deals, just tight hamstrings, guys. If you're doing certain things, this is a very fucking big deal. All right, because understand this, guys. The hip is a mobile joint. It's a mobile joint. That means that your body's supposed to get range of motion at the fucking hip. All right. If it can't get the range of motion that it wants or needs in the hip, it's gonna steal it. It's gonna steal it from a stability joint. All right, which is your sacroiliac joint, which is where your lumbar and your pelvis connects, and your fucking knee. All right. So if you don't got the range of motion, that's where your body is gonna get the range of motion from. So here's the thing, guys. Muscle is like fucking rubber, steel. It ain't gonna. It takes a lot to tear muscle, especially big muscles. All right, I ain't talking about little small muscles. I'm talking about the muscles in your leg. It's hard to tear those. All right, so your body will fucking tear a tendon or something like that, or anything else. But a muscle is hard to do. All right. So here's the thing, guys. If a muscle is tight, your body is gonna steal it from the nearest joint. Even if it's a stability joint. Obviously, the knee and the sacroiliac joint is fucking stability joints, and which means that you're not supposed to get movement there, which means they're supposed to be stable. All right. So here's the thing, guys. How to fix your hamstring all depends on which way your fucking pelvis is. All right. If you have an anterior pelvic tilt, that means that you have tight hip flexors, which means that your hamstrings have been lengthened. All right. So that means that they're tight, but they're not tight because they've been shortened. They're tight because they've been lengthened. All right. That means your pelvis is tilted this way. This is from the side view once again, guys. So if your pelvis been tilted this way, that means that your hamstrings are tight, but they've been lengthened, all right, because your hip flexors are too tight, which means that the hamstrings are holding on for dear life. They've been stretched, all right, so they've been stretched, so they lengthen, all right. That's one way tightness. If you got a posterior pelvic tilt, your hamstrings have been shortened, all right, so now they've been shortened. So those are two different reasons why your hamstrings are tight. You can have one where they're shortened, and you can have one while they're lengthened, all right. So here's the thing. If it's because you have an anterior pelvic tilt, and I'm gonna talk over this goddamn truck right here, but if you have an anterior pelvic tilt, that means that what you wanna do is you wanna strengthen your hamstrings, which means you wanna do something like hamstring curls, all right? So you wanna do hamstring curls and you wanna release the hip flexors, all right? We're trying to get your pelvis back to the point where it's supposed to be, a neutral pelvic position, all right? So you want to do hamstring curls. And you don't want to do no fucking hamstring lengthening exercises. They already long enough. What the fuck does that mean? That means that I don't want to be doing no fucking deadlifts, all right? Deadlifts, guys, are a hamstring lengthening exercise, all right? You don't want to be fucking doing nothing that's going they already fucking lengthened long enough. You want to be doing hamstring fucking curls, all right? You need to do something that's going to shorten them. You don't want to be doing a fucking lengthening exercise like a fucking deadlift, all right? Let's say they've been shortened. All right, now we want to fucking do something like deadlifts. All right, we want to do something that's going to lengthen them. All right, not something that's going to shorten them. All right, so you want to do a hamstring lengthening exercise, and obviously you want to activate the fucking hip flexors. You want to do some kind of hip flexor, all right? So like saying you want another lengthening for the hamstrings is like stiff leg deadlifts. That's a hamstring lengthening exercise, all right? You don't want to be doing a lengthening exercise if they're already long. You don't want to be stretching out already long hamstrings, all right? The number one thing you guys need to understand that if you making them more longer, then that just means that you just you just making it tighter on your hamstrings. All right, we want to try to bring it back, not make them even fucking longer. All right, so deadlifts and stiff leg deadlifts if they've been shortened, hamstring curls if they are lengthened. All right, now why is this so important, guys? Well, let me explain this to you. Let's say I'm squatting, right, and I got tight hamstrings. All right. Let's say they tight because they've been shortened, all right? Well, what's gonna happen? So once you start squatting down, guys, and you keep going and your body can't get that range of fucking motion, so you keep squatting, I got shortened hamstrings, what's gonna happen? Well, what's gonna happen is my body, my hamstrings, it's gonna pull. When I keep going down low, my hamstrings only got so much room they can go before they like, I can't go nowhere else. But you still got 315 and you steady coming down. What you think your body gonna do? It's gonna pull your pelvis like this. Your hamstrings are right here. It's gonna pull your pelvis like this. What happens when your pelvis starts to go backwards this way right here? It's gonna get it from your lumbar. All right. So that means your lumbar curve gonna start straightening out. All right. So as you squatting down, you like, man, I got good depth on that. Yeah, your body was stealing it from your lumbar. All right. Do that sound good to you? Do you think your lumbar is supposed to be straightening the fuck out? It's got a curve in it for a fucking reason. All right, God knew what the fuck he was doing. All right, if he wanted it straight, it'll be fucking straight. All right, if you talk to anybody who got scoliosis or some shit like that, they'll tell you that they back fucking hurts because they don't got the proper curves in their fucking spine. All right, so that should let you know you have those curves in your spine for a reason. That's to take pressure off your back. Nature knew what the fuck he was doing. God knew what the fuck he was doing. All right, if he wanted it to be straight, he made it straight. He didn't want it straight for a reason. So if you squatting and you run out of hamstring space and your hamstrings are shortened and you keep squatting, the pelvis is just gonna pull under like this here. You see people, if you look from the side, you'll see they butt tuck under like this right here. That's because their hamstrings are tight. Their hamstrings are too tight and they going down, they keep going down, and what's happening is their pelvis is giving them that range of motion from their lumbar. All right. Now, if the hip flexors are too tight, so say the same thing go for the hip flexors, guys. So let's hypothetically say you squatting down, and let's say I got long hamstrings, but I got tight hip flexors. Well, the same thing fucking happens. So if you going down and you ain't got the range of motion in your hip flexors, so you keep squatting down and your hip flexors are tight, what's gonna happen is your pelvis gonna go like this, and you're gonna get a more of a curve, more of a lordotic curve in your spine. It's getting the range of motion the other way. All right, so you'll see these people, they'll be super arched and they'll be coming forward. All right, that's because they ran out of space with their hip flexor. So at that point, their body is getting a range of motion from their lumbar. All right, another spot it'll get it from the knees. All right, so let's hypothetically, that standing person back up. Let's hypothetically say the bicep femoris, that's the lateral hamstring. Let's hypothetically say when they squatting down, the bicep femoris is too tight. What's going to end up happening is it'll steal a little bit from the knee. You'll see their knee start to buckling in. All right, you'll start to see like they getting a little like duck, like the little duck feet type thing where the knee is starting to cave in the middle. That's because the bicep femoris has run out of space and it's trying to steal it from the knee. All right, it's trying to get that range of motion. So how it's gonna get that range of motion? It's gonna start trying to bring the knees in. So your body is smart. It's gonna get that range of motion one way or another. All right, and since it can't get it from the muscle, it'll get it from the nearest joint. All right, so this is why you need to make sure if you somebody who think like I don't care about hamstrings, dude, show me how to get big biceps. Understand this right here. This is shit here how guys hurt their fucking back, hurt their fucking knee, cause tight hamstrings. If they tight, your body is gonna get that range of motion from the nearest joint. Understand that the nearest joint is going to be a stability joint. All right, your body goes off of mobility, stability system. All right, one joint going to be mobile, the next joint is going to be stable. Mobile, stable. All right, if I ain't got the mobility to get it from in the hip, my body gonna steal it from my knee or my lumbar. It's one or the other, guys. That's the way it gonna go. All right, the nearest joint. All right, guys, so make sure to fix this. Like I said, if they tight, if they shorten, because they both tight, right? But if they shorten, you want to foam roll the hamstrings and you want to fucking do lengthening exercise, like deadlifts or stiff leg deadlifts or something like that. Something that's lengthening them if they shorten. If they tight because they've been lengthened, you want to do hamstring curls, all right? You want to do hamstring curls and you want to foam roll the hip flexors and release the hip flexors, all right? That means that they tight, but they tight because they've been lengthening, all right? So you want to get your pelvis go back. That's going to take the tension off the hamstring. All right, I hope I explained this pretty good. If you still don't understand, just write the comments down below and I'll try to explain the best I can. All right, like the video, comment down below what y'all want to see next. Holler back. Oh, make sure you check out my dating channel too. Make sure you check out my last vlog I did, not vlog, but live cast I did on my dating channel. Go check that out if you missed that. The Alpha Male Strategy channel. All right, like the video, comment down below, holla back.